This video and the 5 full episodes before it were edited by an AI agent. I did not use a timeline editor. I wrote what I wanted in plain English. Claude Code turned it into code, and a tool called remotion rendered that code into the video you're watching right now. This is the full walkthrough. The stack, the workflow, what it costs, what monetization actually requires, and what the system can't do. By the end, you'll know how to do the same thing with a subscription you might already be paying for. Before the walkthrough, the usual ask. If this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribe. It costs you nothing, it grows the channel, and it feeds straight back into what I'm building on 08. And the comments are open the whole way through. If a step loses you, say so, and I'll answer it. All right, the stack. Start with what remotion actually is, because the name doesn't tell you. Remotion is a code-driven video tool that lets you make videos out of React code. If you've never touched React, that sentence means this. Every frame of the video is a web page. The text, the colors, the layout, the charts, the animations, all of it described in code. Remotion plays that code at 30 frames a second and records it into a normal MP4. That sounds like a strange way to edit video, right up until you see the consequence. Code is text. And writing text is the one thing these AI agents are genuinely great at. A timeline in a normal editor is thousands of little manual decisions your hands have to make. A remotion project is a description, and a description is something you can hand to an agent. So the division of labor looks like this. I decide what the video says and how it should feel. The agent writes and revises the code. Remotion turns the code into frames. Nobody in that loop is dragging clips around at 2 in the morning. I say the number should count up from 0 as it appears. The agent writes the animation. I watch the preview and say slower, and it's slower. Full disclosure, I did not learn a professional timeline editor for this workflow. The skill it actually uses is one you already have if you work with these agents at all. Describe what you want. Look at what came back, say what's wrong with it. Okay, the setup, start to finish. You need Node installed, the JavaScript runtime, version 16 or newer, then one command, npx create video. And you have a working remotion project with a sample composition in it. Run npx remotion studio and a preview opens in your browser. That's your monitor. Scrub, play, inspect any frame you want. Now wire in the agent. Open that project folder in Claude Code or in Codex, whichever one you run. Then one more command, npx skills add remotion-dev/skills. That installs the official remotion skills, 12 of them, published by the remotion team themselves. Think of a skill as the manual the agent reads the moment a task needs it. Rendering, captions, animation patterns, all covered. You don't have to learn remotion. The agent already did, and that part is recent, which is why you may not have heard this pitch before. These skills shipped this summer. Before them, you'd paste documentation into the chat and hope. Now the agent pulls the right chapter on its own. First thing it did for me was catch a layout mistake I had already shipped in a real episode. Let me show you what the agent actually writes, because I think the shape of it will surprise you. On screen is a real scene from my last episode, about 40 lines. There's a component called surface, that's the background. A component called headline, that's the big text. And a timing hook that says, at second 2, fade in the first card. That's it, that's what a scene is. No timeline, no keyframes, just a small file that says what appears and when. And because every scene is a component, they stack. I built a card component once, and now every episode reuses it. The agent copies my existing scenes as the style guide, which means episode 15 looked like episode 14 without me asking. Your show develops a visual identity by accident, just from the code base existing. Here's my actual pipeline for an episode. 5 steps. 1, the script. Research first, and every number gets checked against the primary source before it's spoken, because the agent will happily narrate nonsense with complete confidence. That part stays human. 2, the voice. I feed the script to a text-to-speech service, 11 labs in my case, same settings every episode, so the voice is consistent, and it hands back the audio plus the timing of every word. 3, the edit. I give the agent those timings and the evidence, screenshots, charts, whatever the episode needs, and ask for the composition. It writes 1 scene per section of the script, synced to the narration. 4, review. The preview is in the browser, and I read every frame, because the failure mode here isn't a crash. It's a headline quietly running off the edge of the screen while the agent reports success. 5, render. 1 command on my own machine, no per video fee, and out comes the MP4. Elapsed time for a 6-minute episode. Once the script is locked, a few hours. Most of that is me reviewing, not the machine working. Even the thumbnail comes from the same trick. It's a single frame of code. I rendered 3 variants and pick one. No Photoshop in the loop anywhere. receipts, because this claim deserves them. The last 2 videos on this channel cover the NPM worm. Every scene in them, the stat boards counting up, the highlighted evidence slides, the terminal commands, the strike through over the wrong CVE number. Every one is a React component an agent wrote from a prompt. On screen right now is an actual prompt from that production, next to the exact frame it produced. And yes, the video you're watching is the same trick pointed at itself. This frame is a component. The subscribe card from the top of the video, a component. That counter I mentioned earlier, that's the real one from the worm episode, re-rendered for this one. It's components all the way down. Now, the obvious question, if your videos don't look like mine, what if the raw material is real footage? A stream VOD, a screen recording, clips off your phone, same system. Remotion treats a video file like any other element. It can trim it to exact timestamps, stack a headline on top of it, put captions under it, cut between clips. So the prompt becomes, take Tuesday's recording, pull the 2 minutes where I walk through the pricing change, headline over it, captions under it, and captions specifically are built into this workflow. One of the official skills, transcribe your audio on your own machine and generates word by word animated captions. It keeps the transcription and timing in the same project. Here, it's a prompt. One correction to the genre while we're here. Channels built like this get called faceless. I'm apparently bad at that part. I stream live, so you already know the face. The point of this setup was never hiding. The point is that production stops being the reason you don't publish. Now, the money, both directions, honestly. What it costs. Remotion is free under its license for individuals, for nonprofits, and for companies of up to 3 people. Bigger than that requires a paid company license, starting at $25 a seat. Renders run on your own machine, so there is no per video fee. The agent is a subscription you may already pay for. Claude Code comes with Claude Pro at $20 a month. Codex is currently included on ChatGPT plans, including free with limits. The only extra service I pay for on each episode is voice. 11 Labs has a free tier, about 10 minutes, good for testing, but the commercial license starts on the $6 tier, and $22 a month buys about 2 hours of speech. Record your own voiceover, and that line item is 0. What it earns, slower than anyone on this platform wants to admit. YouTube's current full partner program wants 1,000 subscribers, plus either 4,000 qualified watch hours in the last 12 months, or 10 million qualified public shorts views in 90 days, before ads and premium revenue sharing. The smaller tier wants 500 subscribers, 3 valid public uploads in 90 days, plus either 3,000 qualified watch hours in 12 months or 3 million qualified shorts views in 90 days. One date worth knowing, starting February 1st, 2027, the full program entry bar for new applicants doubles to 8,000 qualified watch hours or 20 million qualified shorts views with the same 1,000 subscribers. Fan funding thresholds do not change. Channels already in the program keep their status. Starting a channel alone does not lock anything in. You must already be in the partner program before the change for that protection. Past that, I'm not putting a number on any of it, and anyone who does is selling you a course. My controllable variables are consistency and a niche I know code. This stack removes one production bottleneck from the equation. What it can't do, so you don't learn these the expensive way. It will not fact check itself. That stays your job, and it's the real work. It will render text that overflows the frame and tell you everything went great, so you watch every video before it ships, all the way through. And it's code, so versions matter. Pin the version that works and upgrade deliberately, not automatically. When the next major version lands, let somebody else find the breakage first. Also, budget honestly for the learning curve. My first video took a weekend. The second took an evening. By the 5th, the agent was copying my own components as the template, and the marginal episode was mostly review time. That compounding is the actual advantage here. Every episode you ship makes the next one cheaper. So here's tonight. If you want to install Node, run npx create video, open the folder in Claude Code or Codex, add the remotion skills, then type 1 sentence. Make me a 10-second video that says hello with my name sliding in, and press enter. Watching that first render come out changes how you think about all of this. Every command is in the description. That's the whole system. Intelligence you already pay for, a code-driven renderer, and your own judgment about what's worth saying. If you build something with it, put it in the comments. I would genuinely like to see it. The worm breakdowns are on the channel if you want to see this stack doing news, and the next video is already in production. Subscribe and you'll catch it.